friends, my name is Bree and welcome to my channel. Welcome to my backyard. How are you? Let me know. Welcome to a new setup. I hope the audio is okay. I hope the video is okay. This is a brand new camera, brand new setup, brand new. I'm going to be editing this on my video. Everything is fucking brand new, so I'm really hoping shit is working out right now. Let me know in the comments. I wanted to come talk to you. I wanted to let you know what's going on in my life because I care about y'all. I know I kind of ghosted y'all for a while. I am actually so sorry. Anyone who sent me any concerning messages, wondering where I am, if I'm alive, if I'm okay, I just want to tell you, I love you. I appreciate you. I'm top notch. I'm trying to be top notch. I'm just really happy to be here and speaking to you again because it feels like it's been so long. My last video, I just went on. If I didn't edit that video as much as I did, I cut out, like, before I told the main story, I told so many other stories, but I was just ranting and talking because I hadn't filmed the video in 2 days, and there's so much happening, there's so much I have to tell you, and it feels so good to just let it all out. So that might happen again in this video. Stay tuned. Right here I have my pumpkin spice latte, Starbucks girl. Getting it. I had to. I'm gonna be rolling, surprise. I'm gonna be rolling a Swisher Sweets strawberry. For the very first time, I tried the strawberry one and I kind of liked it, so I went and got me another one. Strawberry Swisher Sweet. So I just wanted to talk to you, tell you what's up, tell you what's the dealio, what's been going on with me. Girl, I don't even know. So, update. This is kind of an update from my last video, which if you have not seen, it's about 45 minutes. You can go ahead and check it out. If not, I'm gonna give you a little rundown. Let's go. I thought it would be cool to move to Oklahoma. I just thought the time seemed to work out. I thought it would be a good idea for me. A good idea not just for me, but for my puppy as well. I have a puppy named Smoochie. He's my everything. I love him. So we thought it would be cool to move to Oklahoma. One, because I wanted to be able to afford a place with a yard. Number two, I wanted to be able to afford a place that wasn't so expensive, so I could travel. The beginning of 2020, the beginning of the year, my cousin's getting married. I want to go visit my family. I wanted to save up my money for all of this, so I actually had a friend who had a property, like a house he was renting out. He was renting out rooms in Oklahoma, and he'd been trying to get me to move there for a while, and I kept telling him no, and he's like, I think you'll like it, I think Smoochie will like it, there's only 2 roommates, like blah blah blah. It just, everything Smooch. Please, not my latte. So this house had a yard. It was going to be cheaper. The timing for some reason just seemed to be perfect. It just seemed to be like almost a miracle, or like an exciting opportunity that popped into my life when I really needed it. I'm scared the wind is going to blow my marijuana away. I didn't even bring a lighter out here, dude. I had to move out of my place anyways because they were going to raise the rent and I just didn't want to be paying that. But anyways, blah 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 blah. I keep talking. The point was, it just seemed to work out. So I moved to Oklahoma. Basically, this is the short version, but someone mistreated my puppy, was extremely rude. The cops were called twice. This dude was very, very, very scary. And not only for my safety, but for my puppy's safety as well. I had to move that place. Well, I had to move out of that place. Ah, don't blow away. So my puppy and I got an Airbnb after only 2 days. 2 nights we spent in this house we were going to move into. We get an Airbnb for a little bit over a week, and we're staying there for a little bit, and Smoochie has the scariest, he's never had an allergy attack that I am aware of, but he has the scariest allergic allergy attack, basically, to a bug sting probably. I was knocking on the Airbnb host door at like 1 a.m. and I was like, can you take us to the hospital? I really, really think my puppy has to go to the hospital right now. The whole side of his face was completely swollen. The first thing I had noticed was he was breathing weird, and so that raised my concern like 10 levels, because he's not only having an allergic reaction, not only is his skin reacting, but like his airway is reacting, and that's serious shit. Like, I'm freaking the fuck out because never before have I encountered such a scary situation with my puppy. So I knock on this dude's door and I'm like, take us to the vet, and the vet gave us some medicine. It was okay, so she got 2 shots at the vet. Oh, it was all okay, but it just seems like the whole trip to Oklahoma, not only for me, but for my puppy, was such a scary, stressful situation. My poor puppy moves right into Oklahoma. The first house he moves into, he's mistreated. He's scared of the man who lives there. Then he moves into this other house and he's constantly being bit by mosquitoes. Like, his skin was constantly red, covered in bumps. He would always come inside bothered and be biting at his skin because he's just not used to mosquitoes. And then he has the scariest like medical emergency he's ever had in his life. On top of that, like, my poor puppy, I just wanted him to have a yard. I just wanted him to have a yard. Anyways, after all this happens, I'm thinking, I don't know what I want to do. Before the allergy attack, like, things were really hard. I didn't know where I was going to go. I don't have enough money to just hop around, find somewhere to stay, until the man who was staying at the house that I had to leave, he was like given an eviction notice because there was a whole bunch of other problems with him. So they were like, we want you gone, but he has 30 days to leave, so he's probably still there today. So, like, obviously I had nowhere to go. I had no money. I was freaking out. I was like, I don't want to just leave Oklahoma because it's hard. Like, I don't want to just run away and say like, oh, this is too hard, fuck Oklahoma. But after my puppy's allergic reaction, I thought I should go back to Denver. After, it was just so scary. It was so scary. And what if I wasn't there? So the whole trip just seemed to be so scary for my puppy, and I feel for you, Smoochie. Oh, this one's like really crunchy. What if I crack it? It's like really crunchy. So the next story I'm about to tell you is a little crazy, and I'm not going to tell you 100% everything. Not because I don't want to, because I do, honeys. I do, friendly. Anyways, let's get started on the newest, craziest story of my life. So I'm there in Oklahoma. I have no idea what I'm gonna do, and someone messages me and tells me, hey, I could drive down, pick you up, and drive you back down to Denver if you'd like. And I think about it. I think for like a day and a half, and I decide I want to go back to Denver. I have nowhere to go here in Oklahoma. I don't have money to get a hotel room or keep staying at Airbnbs. I don't have anyone's house I can stay at. Like, I literally know no one. And the house where I was paying rent, where I was going to stay, where all my belongings were, I couldn't go back there because the dude there was psycho. He was going to call the cops. He was going to call animal control. I was feeling so scared. And my friend messaged me out of the blue. Like, he had no idea what was happening in my life. He was just like, hey, what's up? How are you doing? Like, how are you? And I'm like, actually, shit's fucking crazy. Like, just yesterday, my puppy had the scariest attack and shit and this and this and this. And like, what the freak? And he offered to come down, pick me up, and drive me back to Denver. And so I thought about it for a little bit. And then one night, I'm like, yeah, I want to go back to Denver. So I tell my friend, yeah, dude, come pick me up. He's like, cool, I can. Basically, he's like, it's about a 10-hour drive, but I'll be there. So the next morning, he texts me, He says, I'm on my way. I say, yay, drive safe, I'm excited to see you. Just get here in one piece, blah, blah, blah. I think it would be a good idea to go out and take Instagram pictures of myself, go out and take some selfies to post, you know, fill my day before this guy gets here. I wanted to enjoy Oklahoma. One thing I wanted to say to you is it seems that life to me is up and down right now, and not just like, it's like this is my first video actually having a monetized YouTube channel. Ah! Even though like almost every single video is not suitable for most advertisers or whatever, basically you're not gonna get a lot of money. It was never about money. It was about, can I fulfill a dream? Can I do what I want to do in life? Can I stop being a depressed, lazy fuck and put work into what I love? And the answer to all those questions are yes. I'm also trying to say thank you. I couldn't have done this without every single one of you. To people who comment, like all of my videos, who actually search up and find my videos because they might not be recommended to you, you mean the whole world to me, and I hope you find this video. I'm sorry it's like a week late. I am so sorry. I thought it would be cool to go and take some Instagram pictures because I was just on such a high because I had been knocked down so low by this man in this house, and then the fact that I had no money, and the fact that my puppy was so sick, and things just kept happening, and I was basically stranded. Like, after my time at this Airbnb ran out, I had no idea. I had no idea, and even when I made my video, like, I came off a lot less scared than I was really fucking feeling. I was really freaking the fuck out, and I was thinking, where am I gonna go? What am I gonna do? I had been knocked down so low, and then all of a sudden, like, out of the blue, someone messages me and basically offers to kind of save my life, to drive me back to Denver, and my YouTube channel is monetized, and it just feels like things are looking up again. Holy shit. And in my wrongdoings, fuck all that shit, just knock it all down, it doesn't matter. I thought it would be cool to go take some Instagram pictures. So I dress myself up a little, I get my puppy, and we go on a little walk, right? We find this building. I think it's got an old look to it. It's got a unique look to it. I really like it. I would like to maybe shoot a few pictures outside of it. So I walk around the whole building because I want to find the coolest spot, or maybe a cool few spots, and I keep stopping with my tripod, you know, like, nah, not good enough. Let's keep going until I find an open window. And you know exactly where this is going. I go inside the open window. There were people on the street. I know they saw me. I had these thoughts of, this is not a good idea. I actually put Smoochie up inside, like on there's like a shelf. I put him up in the window, and he jumped out and laid down. Smoochie seems very smart. There's a lot of instances where he has not trusted a person, or he has not trusted a situation, and I'm like, no, it's okay, and shit happens, and it's my fault. I wish I was able to trust my puppy more. He seems to understand feelings in situations more than me, or I have these things in my mind, but I think the problem, I actually have been thinking about this a lot. I think it's hard to tell between instinct or feelings and thoughts of general anxiety. So, like, I feel like when you have anxiety, if you have an instinct or like a feeling, you might push it out of your head because you're like, is this anxiety or is this really gonna happen? So I feel like when you have anxiety, a lot of the thoughts you have, you're just like, nah, like, don't think about it, don't stress about it, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be fine. And I feel like in this situation, that's kind of exactly what happened, because I remember thinking, if the cops show up, like, I better be quick, because it seems like the cops here are quick, because when the cops were called twice on that dude at that house when shit got scary. They were there within like 3 minutes. They were there fast. So I had this thought, if the cops are coming, they're gonna be here. Like, they're gonna be here pretty quick. And actually, spoiler alert, they were there pretty quick. The window was open. Okay, that doesn't mean it's okay. Doesn't mean it's okay, but I went inside the building. I was looking around. I actually took one picture in the building. In the hallway, there was a sign that said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." And I thought, hell yeah you do. Hell yeah you do. Look at me breaking into buildings, taking pictures. I took a picture of that sign because I just thought, like, yeah, because like I said, I pushed all these scary thoughts out of my head, all these thoughts of like, you shouldn't do this, people are gonna call the cops, you're gonna get in trouble, this is fucked, like, what are you doing? In my mind, all I saw was all these cool pictures I was gonna take. I didn't even get to take any. I was so blinded by excitement. I might pay the price because I'm just in a room. I look out the window and I see a police officer. It looks like he's just gotten out of his car and he's walking to this side. Like, let's just pretend it looks like he's walking to the side of the building. And I see him and I'm like, oh, should I hide? What should I do? I don't know. I like take my slippers off because I'm ready to run. And then here's like the building, the corner. I run out of a door right on the corner because he's walking this way. I run out this way and I just book it. I could have gotten away, but I don't know. I'd like to say I would have, but some motherfucker, these words will haunt me until the rest of my life. I hear these words sometimes when I'm lying in bed at night. Some motherfucker yells, "There she is! Get her!" And I'm just running. Like, I don't even, these words, maybe it's just me, I'm being dramatic, but it's so much. I can't handle it. The anger I heard in this man's voice when he's like, "There she is! Get her!" I can't explain to you the anger I felt inside my, like, my pit, inside my soul, when he yelled those words. I just felt like, you motherfucker. You human, nasty snitch of a human. Like, sometimes I get so mad because I always have good intentions. Did I say that right? I always have good intentions. I never mean harm. Sometimes it's hard to imagine people doing bad when you wouldn't do those things yourself. When you think you are a kind person. You know what I mean? So I never broke into this, well, I didn't break. I never entered this building with bad intentions. And hearing the anger in this man's voice just made me so angry because, like, it's my fault. He had the right to, like, he did the right thing calling the cops. But in my brain, I didn't think people are going to call the cops on me even if they see me because I'm just a little girl. Like, I'm nice. I'm just in here. I have good intentions. Or not, I don't have bad intentions. Like, I'm not breaking in to bust the place and light it on fire and, you know, all this shit. So it was dumb on my behalf to be naive and just throw all my thoughts away. But just the anger at that moment made me so angry and made me feel so just betrayed by the human race in general. And it seemed like almost not real, like something you hear in a movie. There she is, get her. I just remember feeling like this moment right now is surreal. This is a moment. And I'm just running. And looking back on it, I just imagine my puppy fucking running with me. And it's the funniest shit for some reason. And this story would have I almost feel like this whole experience would have been a funny experience if I was not so worried about my freaking puppy. This is all my fault. Basically, I'm running and the guy yells and, like, I'm booking it and I hear vroom because obviously the cop has gotten back in his car and driven around the corner, and so I just I just stop, and he gets out and he's like, get on the ground, and he's holding his gun, and he's like, grab your dog or I'll shoot. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I grab Smoochie. I'm like, come here, Smoochie. The police officer comes over. He puts me in handcuffs. And Smoochie actually, like, jumped up to say hi. Jumped up on the cop to say, hi, my name's Smoochie. I'm, like, just meeting you. And I'm so proud of the way Smoochie behaved, actually. And the cop says, hi, puppy. Like, I was worried Smoochie would sense my anxiety and maybe be a little standoffish to the cop, but Smoochie was very sweet to the cop. That made me so happy. So he has me in handcuffs. He walks me over to his car, and I tell him I'm a photographer. I'm not gonna tell him about my YouTube channel. I tell him I'm a photographer, and I just wanted to take pictures, which is true. I mean, I kind of am a photographer. I take pictures of myself, take pictures of marijuana, and I did just want to take pictures of myself. Like, I didn't necessarily lie, but I wasn't going to tell him I'm a YouTuber. Look me up, self-contaminating. Look me up on the WeedTube too, dude. Hey, while you're at it, tell all your friends. So he puts me in the car. Smoochie comes over and acts like he's like trying to get up. And the police officer says, yeah, get in the car too, because you're going to the pound. Or he said, you're going to the pound too. And I'm like, dude, what? This whole story, this whole experience, like I said, I feel almost would have been funny if my puppy was my puppy wasn't punished as well. They arrested me. They accused me of doing drugs. They accused me of being a prostitute. And then I'm like, no. And then they're like, well, why did you run then? And I say, because I'm scared of the cops. Duh. Like, you guys are accusing me of being a prostitute. You guys are accusing me of doing drugs. You guys are accusing me of lying. And honestly, I learned from this experience, don't be 100% honest with the cops. Like, even though you want to, even though you and your soul feel like, I have nothing to hide, I'm just going to be honest. Just be simple. Don't be honest. Be simple with your answers. Because, yeah, they're like, why did you run? And I say, because I'm scared of the cops. You guys are accusing me of doing all these things, and I'm trying my hardest to be honest. And it's fucking backfiring on me, actually. And the cop interrupts me, and he's like, whoa. Normal people don't break into buildings on a Saturday. He said that too. He says normal people don't break into buildings on a Saturday. People on drugs break into buildings. Okay, like, just thinking back, there's so many things thinking back that make me so mad. Like, it's so dumb, but normal people don't break into buildings. I'm sorry, fucking Oklahoma hillbilly motherfucker. Like, I'm sorry your life is boring. I'm a normal person. I'm just a little more of an excited person. I'm sorry my life is full of excitement and adrenaline. You mean boring people? People who never get in trouble? Yeah, you're right. They don't do drugs. They don't break into buildings. I do. That doesn't mean I'm not a normal person. Okay? I'm a fucking alien, dude. I'm getting a little heated, but like I was saying, you shouldn't tell the police the truth. You should just tell them whatever the fuck you want to tell them, honestly, because I was honest with them. They were like, where do you live? And at first I was like, I don't know, it's complicated. And I kind of try to explain the situation, and then they're like, so you're homeless? And I was like, well, I don't know. Like, I told them I moved here on this street, but then things got fucked up, so I'm staying at Airbnb on this street right now. And I remember they weren't believing me. They weren't believing a single thing I said. They didn't believe me when I told them my name, because they couldn't find it in their fucking Oklahoma database, I guess. So they looked for me in Colorado, and they kept coming back, and they're like, if we can't find it, we're gonna come back and have another conversation. And then I told them I'm from Arizona, like my ID is from Arizona. I was born in Arizona. And then eventually they find me and they asked this chick. I could hear them talking to dispatch or whatever it is, because I was sitting in the car, and I hear them ask, like, they finally find me, and then she says she's clear. And then they say, like, can you run her, like, through this or something? And the lady comes back on and she says, she's clear, we don't have anything on her. I just remember, like, breaking down kind of at that moment, like, yes. I trying to tell y'all, I'm not a psycho. But whatever. The lady at dispatch just sounded kind of frustrated. She was like, she's clear, we have nothing on her. And I just felt like, you got my back, girl. You got my back. You ain't even here, but you see, I need some help. Save me from the police officers. Anyways, everyone and their fucking sister shows up. All the fucking 10 cars show up. There were like 5. But I'm like, why? Come on. All y'all are ganging up on me and just making me feel shitty. Stop. So I was telling them my situation and where I was staying, and then they asked me, what's the name of the man you're staying with? And I was like, I can't recall. And they're like, yeah, this all sounds fishy. And they're like, you don't know the name of the man you're staying with. And I said, he's my Airbnb host. He comes home at night. Like, I'm not staying with this motherfucker. I'm renting a room from this motherfucker. But they didn't believe a single word I said. It's like you go to the hotel room, and do you remember the bitch who works at the fucking, who checks you in? Who works at the desk, the host or whatever? Do you remember her name? No, because you talked to her once. You say, hi, how are you? I'm going to be staying here. Thanks for my shit, okay? I'm just going to pretend you don't exist. That's how it works at hotels, at Airbnb. Like, Airbnbs are kind of different. But I'm like, no, I don't remember this dude's name. I should have just lied. I shouldn't even told them I live in Colorado. I should have just said I live in Arizona and I'm here visiting. Because it seemed like telling the truth, I had a very complicated truth. And so, number one, it seemed like a lie because it was a little crazy. Number two, they already weren't believing a single word I said. They didn't believe me when I told them my name. They didn't believe me when I told them I wasn't on drugs, I wasn't a prostitute. I was wearing a short, little, cute, like, kind of, not very showy, but it was definitely a little short. And, I mean, they have their conceptions. They know, I don't know, it's just frustrating. It's just frustrating. I should have just said, I live in Arizona, and I'm here visiting. I shouldn't have told the truth. Just because it doesn't matter. Just don't tell the cops the truth. Just keep your answers as simple as possible. Keep them as simple as possible. But basically, they arrest me. They take me to jail. The whole time they were getting me changed, like asking me questions, getting me changed into my jumper or whatever. I'm just bawling my eyes out. I don't even care if anyone thought I was annoying. Bawling, being like, where's my puppy? Is my puppy going to be okay? When am I going to get back my puppy? Where is my puppy? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure they're not going to put him up for adoption? He's so fucking cute. Someone's going to want to adopt him. He's so fucking cute. Someone's going to want to just take him home. Someone's just going to be like, why am I going to this? He's so cute. I'm just going to fucking take him. Don't take my puppy. I was just crying. And that's basically the story of how I got arrested. Basically, it was about Saturday morning, so I spent Saturday afternoon, all of Sunday, and then half of Monday, at least until 12 o'clock-ish or 1 o'clock-ish, because that was the time I was supposed to meet the judge. So about 2 days in jail, like if you put Monday and Sunday together. And it's not even like jail, it's just kind of like holding. Like, I've heard this advice before, but I'd never taken heed before. Don't get in trouble on the weekend because you'll have to wait until Monday to see a cop. To see a judge. So at least I didn't get in trouble on Friday, because then I would have had to wait 2 whole days, but I only had to wait like a day and a half and then a half of the next day, which is excruciating. But it's not even like jail, it's just like holding, so it's like, it felt like isolation, dude. You're just there in a cell all by yourself. You see the officers 3 times a day. When they bring you your lunch, they bring you your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know, you could bang on the walls and call the officers all you want because one inmate did, but they're not gonna come. You're just in a cell, all alone, and the walls are pink. And I was in cell number 4 because there was a black floor spray painted on the inside, and it's just you and your thoughts and pink walls and nothing. No knowledge of time. Like, I just thought that was rude. I was like, there's not even a clock in the hallway. Like, now y'all are just trying to drive us crazy. And there's the tiniest window way up there. I had to look at the reflection of the window, like in the reflection of the door, because I could see clouds, like in the reflection of it. I could see clouds. If I just looked out the window, I could just see like the color of the sky. I wasn't there long, but dude, the door shutting behind you, and I just remember laying in the bed and looking down and seeing these yellow and white stripes and just feeling like not free. The thought that I'm in a room, locked in a hallway, locked in a building, like humans we've come so far that we think we know right and wrong, and we can like lock someone in a room, like that we have civilized forms of punishment. Like, it all just blows my mind. It seems unbelievable. And being there, laying there, just thinking, I'm fucking stuck here. Fucking sucks. But I kept telling myself, I'm like, yo, you're not here for life. Like, you didn't kill anyone. You didn't rob anyone. Like, you didn't do shit that was actually serious. You're not going to jail for life. Or like 5 months even. Like, come on, girl, you're gonna be okay. And I heard someone, the walls, everything in jail, it's just walls. So it's so echoey. And someone could be standing in the hallway talking, and from your cell, you could have no idea what they're saying. And someone was on the phone in the hallway, and I caught a few things, and they're like, yeah, that's what she said. Well, that's what she said. And then he says, I think it was a dude, he says, like, I won't be home for Christmas or something. And I'm like, damn, dude, what did you do? Like, I might not be home for Halloween, but I sure as hell hope I'm home for Christmas. Ah! Sunday night, a few people were brought in. It seems that Sunday night is the night shit's going down, the night to get arrested. I was really curious if this dude and this girl were like a couple, if they were brought in together, because the same time, around the time this dude was brought in, he had kind of, I only saw him from the back, but it seemed like he had longer hair. He was like very obviously trying to keep out of his face. At the same time, right before that, the officer had come around and asked, they knock on the door and they're like, do you want to eat? Do you want to eat? Do you want food? And they make what seems like these like $1 frozen meals that seem to have, you don't have to put any effort into them whatsoever. There's like no stirring or flipping things over, because some of the officers would give it to you with like the film still on. Some of them would take it off. But I thought it was so funny when they gave it to you with the film on. But they give you, at first, I was eating the first 2 days. It was the same thing. It was these, for lunch and dinner, it was like a chicken patty gravy kind of thing. Like, right? I wouldn't eat that in everyday life. You know what I mean? And I couldn't eat. When I was in jail, I was so stressed. Let me tell you, in jail, it was just crying and 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 crying. It was non-stop crying and a lot of singing. There was some singing in jail because I had to keep my mind together. But there was just a ton of crying because I was so worried about my puppy and I felt so bad. I got him into this situation. He doesn't deserve to go to the pound. He doesn't deserve to be scared, to be away from me. And I was just so worried. I couldn't stop stressing. I couldn't stop worrying about my puppy. And the fact that he was sick, the fact that what if he's not there when I get out? What if he gets hurt? What if he's scared by all the other dogs? What if he's just being eaten alive by mosquitoes right now? Like, what if he's uncomfortable? What if he's sad? He also had a cut on his lip that I was kind of treating. It was wherever he was stung or bit that caused the reaction. And after we'd gone out on a walk out in this tall grass, which I realized was a bad idea afterwards, but I think when we were out walking, the cut had opened up. So he had this open wound on his lip that I was treating. And then I'm like thinking, what if his lip gets infected, or what if it's just uncomfortable? Hi, he's walking around. Just the thought of my puppy being uncomfortable and scared upset me so much. The fact that he was being punished for what I had done. I fucked up. And I felt so bad. All I did was cry and cry. And cry and cry and cry and cry and cry. The cop came over and asked us all if we wanted to eat. And then he has my meal cooking in the microwave. And he looks at his phone and he walks out, and then all of a sudden this bitch just starts screaming. Not even screaming, like screeching, like like a cat, almost screeching, like sad, angry, crying kind of screeching. And she's just screaming like, I hate you, let me go, no. And I didn't hear a lot because it's so echoey and it's so hard to hear anything, but I could hear her screaming at least. And then that's when that blonde dude came in, and I was like, oh, I wonder if he misses his, I wonder if they got separated. She was like, no, babe. Don't separate me from my babe. But I have no idea. But anyway, she's out there screaming in the distance, and the microwave goes off. And I always get my food first because like they go down in order, and I'm the very last cell. And the microwave goes off, and I'm like, this fucking bitch. She couldn't have waited until I got my lunch or my dinner. Rude. And then I was like, it doesn't even matter actually, because I could eat like maybe 3 bites of what they gave me, because like I said, they gave me this weird chicken gravy frozen meal, and then they give you a slice of bread, a Capri Sun, and a little cup of applesauce. Sometimes it was cinnamon applesauce, sometimes it was just normal applesauce. I would eat like a few bites of this chicken thing, and I would feel so sick. I think number 1, because I was stressed. Number 2, it's also the kind of meal that I wouldn't eat in my normal everyday life, and I feel would make me feel sick anyways. But I don't want to shit on this meal. Someone might fucking love it. Anyways, I eat a few bites of this meal until I feel sick, and then I would eat as much bread as I could. Like, I would force myself to eat at least half the slice of bread, and then I would force myself to eat the applesauce. So I basically just ate a ton of applesauce in jail. The first night I was there, they didn't turn the lights off, and I thought, is this the way it is 24/7? Because if it is, that's actually torture, and this is really gonna suck. The second night, they turned the lights off, but it was also around the time when that bitch was just screaming her head off, and I thought maybe they did it to comfort her. But I swear to you, like 2 hours before the sun starts to rise, like it's so dark, this officer's walking around with the flashlight of his phone, like, do you guys want food? And then he brings me my food, and dude, it was like this frozen meal that was potatoes, sausage, and eggs, and I could only eat the potatoes because the eggs and the sausage would just make me feel sick, and I couldn't even see the potatoes. So I was like, just fuck it. I'll just eat my fucking applesauce. But that night, it was so dark, this lady came to my room with a flashlight, and she's like, someone's been trying to get you out, they're trying to get you out, they've been calling around, here's his number. And there's this little like speaker phone in the cell, that you can set up an account and like pay to talk to your friends or family. And I guess he set up an account, and I call him, and it's my friend who was coming to pick me up. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, I don't know your number, but I'm stuck in jail. Like, did you forget about me? Did you leave me? And he says, I'm so sorry. I had no idea where you were. He said he went to the Airbnb, and the dude was like, I don't know. She just didn't come home. I don't know where she is. And then he sat outside in his truck until like 1 a.m., but I didn't come home. And he called someone. He called like another city in Oklahoma and said like, I'm trying to find this girl. And they said, we don't know where she is. And then he started driving back to Colorado, and he was in New Mexico when he called another city, and he tried to file a missing persons report, and they said, oh no, we have her. She's in jail, she's here. And he said, it's weird, but he felt relief in that moment, and I can understand. Like, I felt so bad because I was like, this dude's driving all the way to come get me. I hope he's not angry at me. I hope he doesn't think I just ditched him. I just was like, hey, drive all the way down here, and then totally ran away or something. I was like, please go to the Airbnb. Please see that I'm not home. Like, please come save me. And he's like, he tried to bail me out, I guess, but you have to be actually physically there. He says he called a few people, and one officer was like, yeah, just cash at me $500. That was my bail. He was like, cash at me $500. And he says, do you take credit cards? And the cop says, no, I only take Cash App. He didn't send him money. And we were talking, and he's like, the judge might release you tomorrow anyways. So I'm going to go back home, go to work, and then come back right after work, come and get you. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm so sorry. Why did you leave me? Why? I'm so sorry. But like, thank you for finally like, if he hadn't called and filed the missing persons report at who knows what time in the morning, if he had just forgotten about me, I could have been fucked, dude. And the day I got out of jail was the day I had to be already checked out of my Airbnb at like 11 a.m. And I didn't even see the judge until 12. So I show up at this dude's house, and I'm like, hi, can I stay here until 3 a.m.? Because it's a 10-hour drive from Colorado. But my friend is driving all the way here. He's going to come get me. Can I just stay a little longer, please? And the man at the Airbnb was actually such a sweetheart. He was the one who drove me to the hospital, drove us to the vet at 1 a.m., and he let me stay there until about 5 a.m. actually, when my friend showed up and it was pouring rain. Oh, I loved it so much though. In jail, there was like this constant, another thing that was just driving me crazy was this constant buzzing, or this constant sound of electronics, this constant, just always sounds, buzzes, and I was like, I can't wait for the sound of crickets, the sound of wind and trees, and hearing the thunder, the lightning, it pouring. Like, it doesn't even pour in Denver. It was pouring. It almost made me want to stay there in Oklahoma. It was amazing though. I wasn't there long, but like, just a day of being locked in a room with nothing, and just the stress. It was the stress of my poor puppy. I feel like jail it would almost be a funny experience. I wouldn't have spent my whole time fucking crying if I hadn't been so worried about my puppy. And like I said, I'm never ever gonna do anything again that puts my puppy in any form of danger. I love my puppy so much. I've just been rambling this whole video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Once again, thank you so much for the love. And once again, like my last video, I wish I could end it like I wish I could tell you everything's perfectly okay, but I'm going to be a little more honest in this video. Everything's not okay right now, but it's going to be okay. Like, it just feels like there's ups and there's downs right now, and I'm waiting for the next up. But it's slowly picking up, so maybe it's best that things just kind of slowly get better instead of just the up and down that's been happening in my life recently. But I want to tell you, I love you all so much, and I love making videos for you. I'm so happy I'm doing this right now. I'm filming this video right now. I'm hoping the editing and the quality and everything actually turns out good. But I want to tell you, I love you. Thank you. Things are going to be okay. Even if they aren't, it's a funny story. It's a funny YouTube story. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I love you, love you, love you. I can't wait to talk to you again. Bye.